everyone, Jess here, and today I'm joined with João Pita. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jess, for inviting me.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you here with me. So firstly, as South America's largest hub, how do you position yourself to effectively serve the diverse needs of travellers in the region?
Look, that is always a very good question and quite hard to answer because we have more than 40 million passengers and we all have our different needs. And actually the same person has different needs. They go on business or they go traveling with children. And so what we try to do is that we try to have a good level of service for everyone, that we feel comfortable, that we don't have big queues, we have efficient processes and we can process either the embarking and disembarking in a good way. But of course then we need to add upon some small bites of comfort and luxury. So we have 24 VIP lounges, we have a very big retail offering, we have spaces for kids as well. So we try to accommodate different needs, but always getting one step back and understanding that the most important is to be efficient, because we can have the best airport in the world, but if your flight is delayed because of the airport, if the bags don't show up, then you are not enjoying your experience. So we need always to do very well our basics and then try to get on top of that the small bites of entertainment.
Absolutely. And what role does technology play in facilitating this? I mean, I know you placed an emphasis on efficiency. How are you leveraging technology in this space?
I think technology is evolving very fast, and sometimes infrastructure like airports, they are not fast enough to accommodate and to get technology into our own operation. But what we are looking for is to have more self-service systems. So we already have, of course, all the kiosks, all the technology. We have self-service baggage. We have e-gates. We have all of that. But I think now there is a different level. With AI, with customization, what we are seeing in this conference is very clear. So we need to be much more in terms of the journey of the client, the customer. The customer experience. So we need to be able to make them digital offerings. We need to be able to provide them with the parking facilities that are intelligent parking facilities, that they understand where they have the discounts, where they have the best opportunities. And I think that will come up in the next few months and few years, and we are excited about that.
Absolutely. And then thinking about the South American landscape, can you identify any sort of broad trends we're seeing, whether that's in terms of sort of passenger demand, like you say with the personalization, or the industry in general?
There are more airlines coming, and I think more airlines are setting up in different countries the same brand. So of course LATAM is an old example, but we have now Sky, we have JetSmart, we have now Avianca and Gol into the same holding structure. So this is one, more Latin operators rather than specific country operators, and that opens up a lot, because sometimes when airlines are not very well known in different countries, they struggle to sell tickets on those countries. But if you have like a presence in many countries in Latin and in South America, you can actually leverage your own brand in different countries, and we see this as a very positive effect. And then we have the hub infrastructure. So the infrastructure in South America grew significantly. It's much better than it was 10, 15 years ago. And I think now what we need to do is to try to leverage that on demand, more flights and more connectivity. So we are still missing a lot of connectivity when we compare with our peers in different regions.
Absolutely. And how are you trying to accommodate for changing passenger expectations? We're seeing them really evolve in recent years, sort of, like you say, fueled by this digitalisation that we're seeing in other industries. How do you keep up with these evolving expectations and project this into the future?
You know, when we see the region, there are 2 or 3 types of passengers that are completely different. So we have the high frequency passengers. They fly every week, every month for traveling, for work, and then for, of course, leisure. And they don't want to talk basically with no one. They know it very well, they know the airport very well, they know what they want to eat, they know the lounge that they use, they want to be fast and efficient. But as a region with developing countries, we also have a lot of people that fly for the first time, or they fly once a year, or once every 2 years. And for them, the physical interaction, the human interaction is very important. So we see that trend very clear at the airports, and we need to balance this. So you cannot go fully digital, because some passengers and important passengers don't want to go full digital, but on the other hand, you need to go digital because there are many passengers that want this digitalization and more efficiencies. So, I think it's to balance this. And if you have a big airport, you need to be more careful how you balance these two needs.
Absolutely, and I imagine changing this as the balance shifts, if it does.
Yeah, definitely.
And then thinking about the event now, how do events like Aviation Festival Americas help to catalyze innovation in the industry?
So, for us personally, it's the first time that the airport comes here. And what I'm expecting for these two days or 1.5 days is, of course, to learn a lot from the presentations, but also to go through all the booths and to understand what is going on. And to refresh our minds and refresh my mind about what is there, what is innovation, what are companies looking for, what they are pushing, and then go back to my team and digest that information and do some follow-up calls with the companies and understand how we can better fulfill the requirements and the needs of our passengers after coming here.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining and sharing your insights.